Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech. This month, we're jumping into the tech trends that are literally shaping our future. We're going to look at the crazy powerful new chips making our devices smarter than ever, the AI arms race that's changing how we get information, and yeah, the big debate about what our personal data is actually worth. So let's jump right in. I want to kick things off with a question for you. Just think about it for a second. All that data you've shared online, every post, every like, all your connections, if a company messes up and misuses it, what's the price tag on that? $1,000? 10,000? Well, believe it or not, according to a massive recent legal settlement, for a lot of people, the answer is about $30. Yep, that's the average check some Facebook users are getting from a huge privacy lawsuit. We're going to get into the details on that a little later, but it really sets the stage for everything we're talking about today. We've got a lot to cover. We'll start with the hardware revolution, the stuff putting incredible power right in our hands. Then we'll dive into the AI arms race and the whole battle for truth. From there, we'll check out how your data is being valued and what it means for your wallet. And we'll finish up with a look at how tech platforms are becoming the new stages for global politics. All right, first up, let's talk about the foundation of all this stuff, the chips, the actual physical hardware that's getting smaller, faster, and a whole lot smarter. And leading the pack this month is Apple, which just dropped its brand new M5 chip. This is the new brain inside the latest MacBook Pro and iPad Pro. And let me tell you, the performance jump is pretty wild.
So what's really interesting here is you can see the shift in Apple's whole strategy. It's not just about raw speed anymore. They've baked in dedicated parts, these neural accelerators, just for AI and for high-end graphics like ray tracing. This means your next device is going to handle complex AI jobs and amazing visuals without even breaking a sweat.
And the gains here are just plain impressive. For your day-to-day stuff, the M5 is nearly 20% faster. And honestly, Apple was already way ahead of the competition, so this just puts them even further out in front. It all translates to a way smoother, snappier experience, no matter what you're doing. But here's where it gets really nuts, the graphics performance. We're talking gains of up to 45%. This is an absolute game changer for creative pros and, of course, for gamers. Whether you're editing a movie or playing the latest blockbuster title, the M5 is just a monster. So what does all this techie talk actually mean for you? Well, it means games are going to run smoother than you've ever seen. It means creating images with AI is nearly twice as fast. And somehow, with all that extra horsepower, Apple managed to squeeze out another full hour of battery life. The MacBook Pro can now hit an incredible 23 hours. And this obsession with AI-ready hardware, it's not just an Apple thing. Their biggest rival, Samsung, is making the exact same kind of moves. In a recent earnings call, one of their VPs basically laid out the game plan for the next Galaxy phone, and it sounds like they're coming out swinging. So what can we expect from the S26? Well, first off, a huge focus on AI. Second, a brand new custom chip that could be an absolute powerhouse. And finally, some camera upgrades people have been waiting for. Plus, they're dropping hints about new designs, so maybe that rumored phone that folds into 3 parts could actually become a real thing. You know, all this powerful new hardware is being built for a reason, right? And a huge part of that is to run the next generation of artificial intelligence. Which brings us to our second big topic, the escalating AI arms race. It's a battle over information, accuracy, and who you're going to trust for answers. And a major new player just stepped onto the field, Grokpedia. After months of waiting, Elon Musk's AI-powered encyclopedia is finally live. It's being positioned as a direct challenger to Wikipedia, promising to be more up to the minute and, as they put it, less biased. So how does it actually hold up? We looked at a head-to-head test across 7 different categories, and the results are pretty fascinating. Grokpedia actually came out on top, winning 4 rounds to Wikipedia's 3. It did great in areas that need real-time info, like current events and tech. But hang on, that doesn't really tell the whole story. The winner totally depends on what you're asking. If you need a quick, to-the-point summary of something that just happened, Grokpedia is amazingly good. But if you need deep, well-sourced facts, especially on sensitive political topics or for spotting misinformation, Wikipedia's human-edited model is still the gold standard. This battle for information isn't just between 2 encyclopedias, though. The whole industry is on a shopping spree. During Apple's last earnings call, Tim Cook himself said the company is looking to buy more AI companies and that we should expect to see more partnership announcements soon. This race is just getting started. Which leads us perfectly into our third section. With all this new tech and AI floating around, the value of our digital lives is changing. both how it's used and how we get paid for it. Let's talk about your money and your data. And that brings us right back to that $30 from the beginning of the show. These payments are the final result of that massive $725 million settlement Meta agreed to after the whole Cambridge Analytica scandal. If you filed a claim, you might be seeing that money pretty soon. It's a real, tangible, if kind of small, result of holding tech companies accountable. Speaking of your wallet, we've got some great news for sports fans who's cut the cable cord. For so long, live sports was the one thing that kept people chained to their cable subscriptions, but that is starting to change big time. FanDuel Sports Network is now going to air select local NBA and NHL games for free on platforms like Prime Video, Pluto TV, and Samsung TV Plus. Now, there is one catch. It's all based on your zip code. But still, this is a huge step forward. You can finally watch your local teams without that insane cable bill. All right, for our final section, we're shifting to a story where technology and global policy collide in a really serious way. This is all about how social media platforms can become the stage for some incredibly high-stakes global announcements. On October 30th, former President Donald Trump posted on his social media platform, Truth Social, and I'm going to read this directly from the post. I have instructed the Pentagon to immediately start testing nuclear weapons, citing a need to match other countries' testing programs. Now, to give you the complete picture straight from the source material, here is some really important context. The United States hasn't actually conducted a nuclear test since 1992. According to the UN, Russia, not the US, has the world's largest stockpile of nuclear weapons. And with the exception of North Korea, no other country is confirmed to have tested one since the 1990s. The US has also signed the international treaty that bans these tests, although it was never officially ratified. So as we've seen today, the world of tech is just moving at lightning speed. From the M5 chips powering our AI, to the huge battle over what information we can trust, to the very real-world impact of policy announcements on social media, every single piece is connected. Which really leaves us with one big question to think about. As we look to the year ahead, which of these powerful forces, this relentless march of new hardware, the explosion in artificial intelligence, or the ongoing fight over our personal data, which one do you think will change our world the most? Let us know what you think in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.